Hey y'all, good morning. I'm Jan. I know you're thinking, another pie crust? Yes, another pie crust. For a very good reason. We're going to bake an apple pie. Now, I put my first piece of parchment down, so it's easy enough to roll this out. I went ahead and made the pie crust. I didn't make y'all watch that, even though we made the bottom to this pie crust. Put it in the middle. Now, when you're getting to the end of your parchment, you know, and it rolls up like this, and you don't think you can make it stay open, just flip it over the opposite way that it's rolled up, and it stays just fine. Y'all be amazed how many years it took me to learn that. Someone much smarter than me told me to do it, and they're right, as usual. Okay, press it down a little. Oop, it's still a little bit cold. I hope everybody had a nice week and y'all are having a nice weekend. I'm in the middle of making Sunday dinner. Okay. All right. Now let's get our apple pie filling ready. Now, just so y'all know, I'm cheating because I never intended to use any canned pie filling. I wanted to make my own pie filling. However, back at the beginning of 2021, our power company come out here and topped off the top of our apple and our pear trees. Apparently they were getting too tall, getting near the power lines. Now, I don't have a problem with that, but I think they destroyed our trees. And I say that because they haven't produced a whole lot since. Now, that year they produced a ton. But since then, not much. Okay, so anyway, I got some apples this year, but they look horrible. Some were regular size and some were, you know, tiny. And I just didn't want to risk that something was wrong with them. Anyway, here we go. So you need 2 cans of apple pie filling. This one has cinnamon. This one does not. And I'm fine with that. Now, if you do this, just know you need 2 cans. 1 can is not enough. And that's basically for any of them. Whether it's cherry, strawberry, makes no difference. You need 2. I learned that the hard way. But if, just say you have a bunch of Granny Smith apples and you want to make your own, just remember, the thinner you cut your apples, slices, the mushier your pie will be. Now, I like mushy. But if you don't want mushy, just make sure you cut your apple slices fairly thick. And you want to make sure you get all the goo out of the can. We'll start this. We'll finish with our spatula. Oh, preheat your oven to 425. This pie will bake from about 45 minutes, 35 to 45 minutes. Again, depends on how hot it is in your house and all that stuff. When it's when you can see it bubbling and the the top is brown, then you know it's done. Especially if it's been, you know, anywhere near, let's say, 35 to 45 minute mark. All right, now to this, I'm not going to mess with this much. I'm going to add a little butter in it because, you know, I'm a Southerner. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it alone. Now, here's our pie crust that we made. I think I'm going to add just, I don't know if there's any left in that one. Okay. Just a sprinkling. Not a lot. I just don't think it needs it. If you don't like cinnamon, just leave it out of your apple pie. That's fine, too. Now, let's get this in. Well, I'll mix it just a little. Oh. Okay. Oh, also, when doing this, most apple pies are generally baked in a deep dish. Well, I mean, I've never seen one baked in smaller than a deep dish because a lot of people like to, you know, stack their apples up really tall. But if you do not want to do that, it's not a problem. Just get you a regular, you know, 9-inch pie plate, whether you make your own crust or not. Though I highly recommend you make your own crust because it just tastes so much better. I think that looks good. What y'all think? That looks all right? Okay. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of butter. Ooh, perfect time for the oven. So, 4 little pats of butter. This is completely optional. You don't have to do it. And then we're going to add a little bit of this cinnamon sugar. Let me shake this up. Now, I didn't put a lot, just a sprinkling. Now let's see if I can get this pie crust on without really destroying it. Oh, I hope that's big enough. I think I'm going to have a problem over there in the corner. Oh, we're about to find that. Okay. Now, this one, I do not want to use this parchment to try and put it on because I will just jack it up and drop it right in the middle. So I'm going to try to peel this off without tearing it. Come on, baby. Work for me. Okay. Hallelujah. Okay. Now, very important. Always use a baked plate when you are baking any kind of fruit pie that bubbles and can bubble out. Always have that ready. All right, now let's see if I can do this thing without destroying it. Okay, there's a little extra right there. I'm going to pull it off because I already know I'm going to need it. It says a little extra here. We're going to pull this off. Y'all already know how I am. I'm going to tear it up. And that's all right. It can be fixed right now. Here we again. We're going to roll this under. Tuck, tuck, tuck. All right. Now, I don't know if you can see it. Right there. I jacked it up. We're going to take a little piece. And we're going to put that right there. And just to be careful, we're going to put another little piece right there on the edge. And we will come back and fix that with our fork. Looks like I'm doing this too early in the morning because the sun is blasting through the window, yet it looks completely dark while I'm looking through my phone. I'm so sorry, y'all. But if I don't do this now, early in the morning, I won't be able to stand the heat in here later. With that oven on 425. Just keep tucking and pressing, tucking and pressing. Right on. You know what I did right there. Yep, I'm extremely worried about this one. Again, I should not have forked that bottom crust down. So just remember that if you make an apple pie and you make your own crust, do not fork your bottom crust down when you get it in the pie plate. Just sit it in there, and then once you add your top crust, then you fork it down. Because it could very easily come apart, and then all your stuff's going to shoot out the sides of the pie plate while it's baking. And I won't tell y'all how I know that. We're going to hope for the best. And I'm going to do kind of a wide, like a pot pie. And I'm pressing really hard because I want to make sure it goes through that bottom forking crust that I've already done. Yep, you'll see it's already popping up. Here's that little piece I added on. Okay. Now I'm going back at an angle. Not that this will help, but if I'm lucky, it might. Yeah, I think this might end up a disaster, but we'll see. If I show y'all everything is perfect, then, you know, you're never going to believe that. That's why I don't watch a lot of cooking shows. They show everything perfect, and trust me, it's not. Now then, you want a very sharp knife. Very sharp knife. Cut some slits. You gotta cut slits in an apple pie. If you don't, your stuff absolutely will shoot out the sides of the crust. Well, I made that one too long, so let's come back over here and make this a little bit longer. There we go. Don't mess it up. Now, and I'm gonna add a slit right there. I need extra protection for this one since I messed up that bottom crust by forking it too soon. Okay, y'all. My hands real quick because they're greasy with butter. Now then, except for my little spot right there, it looks good. But I think cutting it like that will be perfect for me. Now we're going to add some more of this. Now I'm not adding too much because you know sugar burns. And we do not want that to happen. We can add some more when this comes out of the oven. And there we go, y'all. Apple pie going into the oven for anywhere from 35 to 45 minutes. See y'all in a bit. Here it comes, y'all. Oh, it smells so dang good in here. Hello, my darling. Woo! Yeah! Oh, gosh, that smells so good. There is our beautiful apple pie. And look at that. It did not shoot out my filling after I jacked up the sides. But y'all remember, don't fork your side down if you can help it. But if you do forget and fork down the side of your bottom crust before you get your filling and your top crust on, just do what I did. Fork the top really hard. Make sure you go all the way to the pie plate. And then just for good measure, fork it slanted all the way around again. Oh, gosh, that looks so good. All right, now, what we're going to do, we're going to add a little more of the cinnamon sugar on the top. Not a lot. Just a little bit. Now, this baby has got to sit here for a long time. A heck of a lot longer time than I want to wait, but it's just got to. Same with our pecan pie. It'll be lava. So we got to sit here and let this cool down to room temp. That way it will all, stay together when we cut into it. And it probably still won't then, but it will, it'd be much worse if I do it now. So there we go, y'all. Beautiful homemade apple pie with a homemade crust. And by the way, those cans of apple pie filling at the Walmart are, I think they were $2.12 because I got the off-brand. Now, if you go for that 4-clover one, I think it's called, they're like close to $4. Now, they're delicious, don't get me wrong, but if you like me, you can't afford the expensive stuff. But there you go, homemade apple pie. Y'all make you one of these, you'll love it. Okay, see y'all soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.